I'm Jonas, or Big Red J. I'm a photographer and designer in Derby in the UK, and I thought I'd do a video. I do event photography, videography, I do a lot of stuff for Positively Perfect, although event photography and videography. I tend to do everything for everybody else, but this video is for me. So yes, new YouTube channel, not many subscribers at all, so subscribe. Love you too, please. Cheers. Because there will be more videos, I think. I want to try and do something slightly different though. This won't be a tutorial, it's tips and tricks. I populate forums all the time. I see the same questions over and over again, and I answer the same questions over and over again because I try and be helpful. But with this one, it's constant, so much easier to explain with a video. So what are we talking about? I'm talking about the DJI Osmo Mobile 3. Brilliant little gimbal. If you've not seen one before, I'm presuming you have watching this video because there's tons of videos out there about them. It's a great little gimbal. I carry it around all the time. It's a superb little package. It folds out and holds your phone. Brilliant system, okay? But it's got some, not flaws, but it's got a lot of questions that people ask a lot, okay? So that's what I'm gonna do and go through this. So it's not a review, it's tips and tricks. And I get the same questions over and over again. I'm just referring to my notes because I'm useless at remembering what's what. So first things first is RTFM, as my dad would say. Read the flipping manual to put the PC version of it out there. First thing people will say is, mine didn't come with a manual. It's there. Look on the app, the Mimo app on the phone. Look on there. If you're on the main homepage, top right hand corner, that's where the manual is. Okay, and it's only short, but it's worth a read because a lot of your questions will be answered in there. Some of them won't be. That's what this video is for. Okay, so I'm going to try and help with that. So when you buy one of these, there's two versions. There's the basic version, which you pretty much get that. Okay, you get the gimbal, little bag to stick it in, job done. But a little bit of a problem. You put this down loads and it falls over. Okay, so not very helpful. Okay, if you buy the next one up, and it's only I think about 20 quid more, you get a few extra things. The main one you get is this lovely little tripod. Okay, and this tripod goes in the bottom when you need it, which is pretty much all the time, and then it means you can put it down. Okay, and this thing is built for tracking you, for following you around. So a lot of people will do videos where this is recording. I've got a camera over there at the moment recording me on video on this. But normally I'd do it the other way around. I'd use this and then it can active track, it can follow me, or it's going to do time lapses, hyperlapses, all sorts of weird and wonderful lovely things. And it needs to be rock solid and steady. And then you get people on the forums asking, where can I get a tripod to stick it on? Well, if you'd have bought it with it in the first place, easy peasy, okay? It also, when you buy that, comes with this great little box that's not very useful because that and that don't fit in there. But I'll come back to that in a moment because it is actually a really useful little box, but not for what they mean it to use, okay? So, what are the main questions I get? Well, one, where's the manual? Yeah, download that. Download the Mimo app, okay? The next question is what app do you use with it? Use the Mimo app. It's built by DJI. It's for this, okay? But it is a bit restrictive. Now this tips and tricks is from an iPhone perspective, okay? I use an iPhone 7. I've used it with an iPhone X. Yeah, lots of other. It'll work with any iPhone. Android phones, little bit of a different story. The apps can be a bit hit and miss. You're also restricted on some frame rates, okay? There's so many different Android phones out there that poor old DJI haven't got any control over it. So people say, oh, it's useless, it doesn't work. To be fair, they can't test on every single blooming phone out there. They'd be buying thousands of phones, okay? Just on the main ones. And some of the new ones, the Samsung phones, I've heard great reports, absolutely fine. Some of them, not good reports. So anyway, but Android, yeah, bit hit and miss. iOS, yeah, great. I've got the latest beta of iOS 13 on here, rock solid. I don't really have it crash, and they keep updating the app and adding new bits and bobs, mainly adding new stories. but we're going to go through the app in a little bit, some tips with that. Okay. The other one is, what other apps do you use? A lot of people asking about Filmic Pro, that sort of thing, or other apps. Yes, this will work with other apps, but you don't get the funky extras. It'll stabilize, it'll hold around, that sort of thing, but it will not let you do the zoom stuff. It doesn't do any of the actual gimbally stuff. It just holds your phone steady. Okay, so Mimo for all of the stuff. Yeah, Filmic Pro, cool, will work with it, but it doesn't support this yet. It does support the old one, the version 1 and version 2. So hopefully in the future we'll get both, but we'll see. Then I'll invest in that because it's a blooming good app. Okay, so before I get into that one, stickers, the little stripper stickers. We're going to come to it. Mounting your phone. Those stickers very rarely used. One of the comments, what are the stickers for? They're to go on here. Okay, they add a bit more grip to this when it's holding your phone. Okay, so a lot of new phones, they're glass and metal and very shiny, very slippery, can struggle a bit. I've not heard of anyone having any problems with it gripping. Grips mine fine, but that's what it's there for, to give you that extra bit. But I've lost mine. I would show you. I don't know where they are. So cool. So using your phone on it. Okay, great little device. When you get it, let's take that off for a moment. When you get it, it's all folded up, so you unlock it, great stuff, okay? And then unclip that. I was a bit scared at first. It's fixed in place, it just holds it in place. Clip it round, job done, and it's free to spin round. Then get your phone. Now, what phones fit on it? iPhone wise, all of them, okay? The Max phones, the big ones, they can get quite close to this side, but yeah, they're fine. This is an iPhone 7, it's absolutely fine. It's in a case. A lot of people say, oh, I have to take mine out of the case. You have to have a pretty chunky case for it not to fit. My wife's got one of those selfie cases with the LEDs on. Doesn't fit on an iPhone 10. Doesn't fit. I have to pop it out of that, but it's fine other than that. But that's a very big case. Okay. So with your gimbal in front of you, so hold it, make sure it's switched off. If you hold it by this, when it's switched on, this will go nuts and it gets all confused. So while it's still switched off, hold it by the arm at the side, and then get your phone and make sure the camera lens is to, well, as I'm facing it, to the left hand side, but basically pointing away from the arm. You don't want it on the arm side because you wouldn't be able to see anything. So you're going to basically, it's like a phone holder, one of your car phone holders, and all you do is you bung it in the middle and then it goes floppy to the side. So hold it steady here, and then just use your hand and slide it across until it starts to balance. Okay, and then that's balanced, and that's where people stop. And they're wrong. You've got one more to do. Do it that way as well, and then it'll flop to the side. So that means the motor, it's sort of balanced, but the motors would be struggling. So you've got to balance it that way as well. So once you've done it that way, you then push the whole phone to the side. And if you push it too much, it'll go too far. But basically get it in the middle until there you go, job done. And then that's ready. It's ready to rock and roll. And then you can switch your phone on, switch your gimbal on, and it'll come to life, and job done. Okay, easy peasy. And that's it balanced. So then I can switch my phone on, and I can open up my Mimo app. It'll already connect because I've already done it. And I'll just put my little tripod on because I want to put it down. Okay, and then it's ready. It's doing all I want to do. It's going to follow around. I can use my little joystick. Easy peasy. So that's it, worked. Cool. But people say, oh yeah, but then you've got to do it over and over again. So a little tip I've done, once I've got it in place on here, I actually got a knife, because it's plastic, not my phone, wouldn't want to mark your phone up, but I actually got a knife and cut two little grooves right at the edge there. And it doesn't give me the exact point, but it gives me a rough idea where to aim. Okay, and it's not really visible on the case. Yeah, it's a plastic case, it cost me a £5. Woo! Cut a couple of marks in, or even I had a pen, but they'd rub off. And it holds it in place. And that is your phone, lovely and balanced, and you can move it around, job done, and it's absolutely fine. Then you can put it down. Sorted. Easy peasy, okay? And people struggle with that. And once you practiced at it, I mean, I've just done it on a video and it took me seconds, but you can bung it in, you can take it off, and you can put it into standby or turn it off, and you don't have to take your phone off. Okay, so turn it standby, it does that, and then all you have to do is turn it around and you can collapse it down. And you can hold your phone, still use it, that sort of thing, easy. So, once you've got it all sorted, all connected, all balanced nicely, and you can do all of your bits and bobs. Okay. The next question we get is, it's got hyperlapses, it's got time lapses, it's got all your funky things, as I've probably already said. But story mode is brilliant. Okay, so if I come out of this and go in here, now we'll do a screen recording coming here. Story mode's brilliant. It shows you your different bits and bobs, and you've got lots of different scenes you can do with funky music, and it does all the twists and wonderful stuff for you. But when it records it, it sticks a DJI logo at the end of it, and that's a pain in the bum. Okay, so to get rid of that DJI watermark, it's quite simple. It's hidden, no one finds it, and it is in the manual. But you have to be in story mode, and you have to start your story. So you start your story, and then at the very, very bottom, you've got 3 dots. Click that, okay, and in there, it's got 3 more options for your story, bits and bobs that you're doing there. But you've got 4 squares at the bottom. That's more options. If you click in there, it's got your privacy statement, your device management, what your device is, what it's called. But at the very bottom, it's got a little on off for your watermark. Tick that off and it's gone. Yay, finally. But that's probably question 2 on the whole of the forums and on Facebook that people ask. So turn that off and you're ready to rock and roll. Okay. So the other thing is playing with the Mimo app. It's a really good app, but it can be a bit of a pain because you're trying to touch your screen while you're on there. One little tip I give is turn your gimbal off, pick it up. Once it's connected, and now I can actually sit there and play with options and work through and see what I'm doing. Okay, you can switch it back on again so you can control things, but it's ready to go. Okay, so that is your Mimo app. It's great, it's a good thing. Don't just jump to Filmic Pro. Use that because you've got your zooming, you've got active tracking, you've got some wonderful things in there, and they're adding to it. One of the ones is a rotation that you can do now. It can't go all the way because of the way the gimbal works, but it's a great one now. You can do that, and you can build your own as well now. So you can come up with your own little plans and actions and that sort of thing. Cool. So once you've shot lots of things, lots of people say, well, what app do you use to edit stuff? I use LumaFusion. I've got my iPad Pro, trusty iPad Pro. It's brilliant. LumaFusion on that with the Apple Pencil, you're laughing. My laptop is ancient and can't really do video-y stuff. My iPad is there as my little power horse, and I love it. Can't do everything. I'd love to just use that. I still need my laptop for a few things, but yeah, LumaFusion, absolutely superb videoing software. They need to add a few bits to it. Overlays are a bit lackluster at the moment, but we're getting there, and it's pretty good. Okay. So once you've recorded your videos, you'll probably find out that your sound might not be brilliant, okay? Because mobile phones sound not great. So when I do videos, I've got my camera over there. I've got a Rode Video Go on that camera. Brilliant little microphone, but it's more for pointing at people and recording that sort of thing. Great for events. But when you're doing this, or if you're talking, or if I'm doing talking head, normally I'd use my other microphone, which connects to my camera, and I have a microphone on me, a wireless microphone. I use the Rode Wireless Go. I always get the names mixed up, so the Wireless Go, and it's the wireless version of the one I've got there. And you can even connect lavalier mics up to it, but it works brilliantly on this little thing, okay? But I've seen people stringing microphones on this and cables everywhere, pulling on this, and it struggles, and you have, sometimes people get extra little metal hot shoes to come out to the side to hold a microphone, and lights even. Yeah, all seems a bit over the top for me. I did experiment with that. I did buy one. Yeah, it didn't work because you're stretching cables. I'll show you in a moment, stretching cables. So, what did I get? This is where the little Osmo pack comes in, because this holds my extra bits, keeps them in one place. Hard drive, microphones, and cables. So, this is the Rode Wireless Go, and it's a great little microphone set. Basically, it's 2 little things. It's a receiver and a transmitter, okay? So this is your microphone, goes on you, and you can hide it in your clothes. You can even connect a little lavalier mic to it and hide it on your belt and have a lav mic going, okay? Then you've got the receiver. Now if I was using this on a camera, it'd be over there, plugged into my camera with its little cable. So that goes into there. Plug that in, stick it in the clip on the back of it even goes in your hot shoe, and you plug it into your thing. Brilliant. Battery lasts ages on it. Really, really, really good. So that's cool. But first word of warning: That and that don't work. Okay, so a couple of things. You need a different cable. You need the SC7 cable. It's about 15 quid, the Rode one. You can tell it's a different one. It's got a different plug on the end. Okay, it's grey on that end. So that is the one that works on mobile phones, all mobile phones. Okay, so you can't use the standard one. It's different things. So it's no great shakes. And then because it's an iPhone and iPhones don't have a headphone jack, you need your little converter. And I've got different ones. I've got one that does power and that. If I'm getting desperate at the end of the day, it's a little bit bulky. Don't like using that one. Tend to use this one. Okay. So how do I put this on there? Well, let's put my phone back on. So make sure everything's switched off. Get that the right way around. Let's see how quick I can do it. Push to my little marks I put on there. That's okay. That way. I could feel that it was going to go. There we go. So I won't switch it on because I'm going to connect it. Okay. So that's it balanced. And then I'll turn it this way around so I can use this camera over here. So that's it balanced and you can see it nicely there, and then we're going to put that on here. Now I've seen people, you plug it in, do this while it's turned off because you're going to be yanking the cable and pulling your phone around. So I've seen people who've now got that, great, and mounting it down here and doing things. Bit pointless, okay, because it's going to struggle. So my solution is put that on the back of the arm. If I put that on the back of the arm there, then it'll hold it in place. Okay, so to put that on there, Velcro strip, use it for holding cables together, brilliant little things. Okay, so all I do is, I'll do a close up on this camera for this one, but basically put that on there, and I can get that the right way around yet. So put it on loosely, fold it over, and then all I do is get my little mic with its little back clip receiver. Oh, and knock it over. There we go. So get my little mic, clip it on there, and then I can move it out the way, do it up nice and tight. And now that isn't actually interfering with anything. It's just sat nicely on there, and it's not heavy. It's not going to struggle with the motors, especially when you have got a smaller phone. Some of the phones this can hold are really quite chunky. Okay, it doesn't go beyond the weight. So fold the cable out of the way. Let's just twist that round, and then I'm going to switch it on. So turn it round. It'll switch on, and then it'll pull around. Now, initially, it's going to struggle because, well, one, I've got the cable twisted. I couldn't have done that more. There we go. So I'm going to fire up the Mimo app. My phone will unlock, there we go, fire that up, and then it's going to go in story mode. Now, if I'm in landscape, I'll keep it over here, because then this is nicely out of the way, and it's not going to catch on anything. You can move that the way over there. Job done. And that is now nicely balanced. I can do anything I want with it, and it's not going to go. Now, if I'm going portrait, I don't really film much stuff portrait. This cable I can put on the inside, so I'll unplug it there. Weird to try and do one-handed, so in fact I'll just put it down. If I go on the inside, then that's not going to catch quite so much, and I can bring it round, and again it's fine like that, but just have a play, use it with whichever way you want. So that way round, and then I can swap to my portrait. Oh, that's because I'm in the story mode. Let's come out of story mode. It's really weird trying to do things one-handed. There we go, and come around to portrait, and then that, just before you use it, just get it out of the way, and then it's fine. It'll be absolutely fine, doesn't drag anything. This doesn't cause any problems. You've got that trailing nicely there, easy peasy. And it's the best way of doing it, I think, in my opinion. Remember, it's my opinion, might not be right. You might have a better way. If you do have a better way of doing it, let me know in the comments, because I'm always up for new ideas, new ways of doing it. But that is a lovely, I've got a microphone here, it's going to transmit to there, and I'm going to have lovely sound on my videos that I do for here. Easy. So subscribe please. I haven't got any subscribers, or many anyway. Okay, feel free to ask questions on the forums or ask me on the comments on this video, and I'll sure get back to you. Different microphones, different setups, or if you want me to try something different with this, then just give me a shout and we'll give it a go. But thanks for watching, and I'll hopefully see you guys soon. Cheers.